There's a man you'll never notice in a crowded room. He doesn't command attention. He doesn't need to. While everyone else is performing, he's observing. While others are speaking, he's learning. And by the time you realize what he's built, he's already 10 steps ahead of where you're standing. This isn't about being mysterious for the sake of it. This is about understanding a fundamental truth that most people spend their entire lives running from. The loudest person in the room is rarely the most powerful one. Today we're going to explore something different. Not a motivational speech, not a pep talk. This is a blueprint for building influence from the ground up, using principles that have worked for centuries, but that most people are too distracted to apply. Fair warning, this path isn't comfortable. It requires you to question everything you've been taught about success, likability, and getting ahead. But if you're tired of watching others win while you're stuck in the same place, then maybe discomfort is exactly what you need. The observation game. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you entered a room and said nothing for the first 10 minutes? When did you last listen to an entire conversation without planning your response? Most people are so busy broadcasting that they've forgotten how to receive. They walk into meetings ready to impress. They enter conversations loaded with opinions, and they wonder why they keep getting blindsided by office politics, business deals, or relationships. Here's what successful people know. Information is the real currency, not money, not connections. Information. Every room you enter is a classroom. Every conversation is a data point. Every person who talks freely is giving you their playbook without realizing it. But you have to be quiet enough to hear it. Start practicing this today. When you're in a group, resist the urge to prove yourself. Instead, watch. Notice who defers to whom. Notice who speaks and who the group actually listens to. These are often different people. Notice the tensions nobody addresses directly. Notice what people avoid talking about. This isn't about being creepy or manipulative. It's about being aware. Most people sleepwalk through interactions. You're going to be wide awake. And here's the sophisticated part. When you do speak, it will carry weight because you've chosen the right moment. Your words become arrows, not scattershot. One precise comment that shows you've been paying attention is worth more than 10 generic contributions. The architecture of trust. Now let's talk about something nobody teaches you in school, how trust actually works. People think trust is built through being nice, being friendly, being available. That's not trust, that's just being pleasant. Real trust is built through consistency in small things that nobody's watching. Do you do what you say you'll do, every time? Even when it's inconvenient? Even when nobody would notice if you didn't? This is where most people fail. They're impressive in big moments, but sloppy in small ones. And humans have incredible radar for this inconsistency. Here's a practical framework. For the next 30 days, track every commitment you make. At every, I'll send you that link. Every, let's grab coffee soon. Every, I'll get back to you on that. Write them down. Then follow through on 100% of them. Not 80%, not 90%, 100%. Watch what happens. People will start describing you differently. They won't be able to articulate why, but they'll feel it. You become the person things don't slip through the cracks for. You become reliable in a world drowning in flakiness. And here's the invisible benefit. This builds something in you, a sense of internal authority. You start trusting yourself because you've proven you're worthy of it. This confidence isn't fake, it's earned through evidence. But there's a second layer to trust that's equally important. Knowing when to be unavailable. This sounds contradictory, but hear me out. If you're always accessible, always ready to help, always saying yes, you train people to value your time at zero. Your availability becomes expected, not appreciated. Strategic unavailability isn't about playing games. It's about protecting your energy for things that matter and teaching others that your time has value. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is, I'm committed to something else right now, but I can help you with this next week. The compound effect of small decisions. Everything I'm describing sounds simple, maybe too simple. That's intentional, because here's what separates people who succeed from people who stay stuck. It's not one massive breakthrough. It's the accumulation of small, intelligent decisions made consistently over time. Think about your daily habits right now. Not the ones you wish you had. The actual ones. How you spend the first hour of your morning, what you do when you're stressed, how you treat people who can't do anything for you. These patterns are quietly building your future. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in a year. They want transformation to be dramatic and fast. But real power is built in the boring, repetitive actions that nobody sees. Reading for 30 minutes every day doesn't feel significant, but across a year, that's 182 hours of learning. Across 5 years, you've consumed more knowledge than most people encounter in a lifetime. Going to the gym 3 times a week doesn't transform your body overnight, but after 6 months, you're unrecognizable. After 2 years, you've literally rebuilt yourself at the cellular level. Having difficult conversations immediately instead of avoiding them doesn't feel heroic. But over time, you build relationships based on reality instead of pretense. You create a life where problems get solved instead of buried. The question is, are you willing to do boring, difficult things for long enough to see them compound? Most people aren't. They'll start strong, hit resistance, and bail for the next shiny strategy. This is why the same people keep winning. Not because they're more talented, because they understand that consistency is the ultimate competitive advantage. Reading the room, reading the game. Let me teach you something about social dynamics that will change how you move through the world. Every group has an invisible hierarchy. Every organization has unwritten rules. Every relationship has unstated expectations. Most people bump into these blindly, creating friction and wondering why things don't work out. You're going to learn to see the invisible structure. Start by asking better questions. Not to people, to yourself. When you walk into a new situation, ask, who has actual power here versus who has the title? What are people competing for that they won't name directly? What's the currency of value in this environment? Is it ideas, relationships, resources, or something else? These answers aren't obvious. They require observation over time. But once you see the pattern, you can navigate it with precision. Here's an example. In many workplaces, the person who controls information flow has more influence than executives. The assistant who manages the CEO's calendar, the IT person who sees all the communications, the coordinator who knows which projects are actually getting funding. These people seem low status, but they're nodes in the network. Building relationships with them is strategic genius that most people miss because they're too focused on titles. Understanding the game doesn't mean you have to play it cynically. It means you stop being surprised when it unfolds predictably. You stop taking things personally when they're just structural. You stop wasting energy on battles that don't matter. And sometimes, understanding the game means realizing you're in the wrong one entirely. The long game. We're almost at the end. And I want to leave you with the most important concept of all. Everything I've described, observation, consistency, trust building, reading dynamics, these are long game strategies. They don't pay off next week. They pay off when you look back 5 years from now and realize you've built something durable while everyone else was chasing quick wins that evaporated. The world is full of people optimizing for the next quarter, the next promotion, the next dopamine hit. You're going to optimize for the next decade. This means making choices that look boring or even backwards in the short term. It means investing in relationships that don't have immediate ROI. It means developing skills that aren't trendy. It means building quietly while others are performing loudly. But here's what happens when you play the long game correctly. You become inevitable. Not because you forced it, because you built the foundation so thoroughly that success becomes the natural consequence. Your reputation precedes you. Opportunities find you. The right people want to work with you. Not through luck, but through years of intelligent decisions compounding. The man I described at the beginning, the one you don't notice in a crowded room, he's not hiding. He's just focused on something deeper than immediate validation. He's building an empire while others are collecting likes. 10 years from now, you'll either wish you started this today, or you'll be grateful you did. The choice has always been yours. Start observing. Start building. Start playing the game nobody else has the patience for. And remember, real power whispers. If this perspective shifted something in you, I need you to do one thing. Leave a comment with 3 words, building in silence. That's it. Let it be your commitment to yourself that you're done chasing noise and ready to build substance. The path forward is clear. The question is whether you'll walk it.